Hello everyone, I'm Nigar. Our presentation topic is vortex-induced vibration, aquatic clean energy. With the advancement of technology, oceans and space have become the interest of great majority of countries. Among them, the ocean, which accounts for 70% of the surface area of the Earth, has become the focus of nationals and enterprises development research over the years. The exploitation of these resources is vital importance to alleviate the current shortage of resources in the world, to control environmental pollution, to resist the greenhouse effect. Ocean energy in the form of waves, currents, tides, and thermal and salinity gradients can provide an abundant supply of clean and renewable energy. Several studies attest to the abundance of ocean energy in general and more specifically to ocean current energy. Vortex-induced vibration-based energy conversion is a promising methodology to generate electricity by utilizing the flow energy neglected and eventually dissipated in nature, as the power generation process is sustainable and free from emission of pollutants. This form of renewable energy, which draws power from slow water currents, was inspired by the movement of fish. The energy can be captured as water flows past a network of rods. It works in the same way that fish curve their bodies to glide between the vortices shed by the bodies of the fish in front of them, essentially riding in each other's wake. As the performance of the converters highly depends on the acting forces or wave responses, wave amplifications are necessary to evaluate the power output and energy conversion efficiency toward a level of engineering practicability. The new concept for generation of clean and renewable energy from ocean river currents, Vivace has been designed and tested. The Vivace converter uses vortex-induced vibrations for the first time to generate energy successfully and with high power conversion ratio from a fluid flow. In its simplest form, a Vivace converter module consists of a rigid circular cylinder mounted on linear springs. Vivace converter, designed by Professor Michael Bernitzes, three gradually improving models have been built and tested in the low turbulence free surface water channel of the University of Michigan. Based on the Vivace design and test, the following can be drawn. The Vivace converter satisfies all the requirements set by California Energy Commission and the US. It's unobtrusive to navigation, the marine life, and coastal real estate. It's simple with all mechanical and electrical components sealed from the water environment. It's based on readily available offshore technology, implying robustness and at least a 20-year life, and it has high energy density. Moreover, Vivace's scalability, modularity, and design flexibility allow for a broad range of applications. Now, Zahra will continue.
Hello everyone. Now I am going to talk about the mechanism of vortex-induced vibration aquatic clean energy. In fluid dynamics, vivace are motions induced on bodies interacting with an external fluid flow produced by or the motion producing periodical irregularities on this flow. Due to periodical irregularities in the flow, the external fluid flow induces some forms of motion on the cylinder as schematically shown in the first figure, and in an underwater cylinder by putting a cylinder into the water and moving it through the water in the direction perpendicular to its axis, we can easily see how this happens. Since real fluids always present some viscosity, the flow around the cylinder will be slowed while in contact with its surface, forming the so-called binder layer. and vortices are then formed, changing the pressure distribution along the surface. When the vortices are not formed symmetrically around the body, different forces develop on each side of the body, thus leading to motion transferred to the flow. And in the end, the picture displays a laser induced fluorescent visual presentation of a vortex shading on Vivace cylinder. And next, I would like to talk about pros and cons of Vivace. Vortex induced vibration are analyzed as a potential source for energy harvesting. If a vibration energy harvester is an energy harvesting device that couples a certain transduction mechanism to ambient vibration and converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. This is an alternative to turbine generators have drawn more and more attention, so useful amount of energy has been generated by existing devices and the start flow speed has been reduced to as low as 2.5 meters per second. Secondly, Vivace manifests itself on many different branches of engineering, from cables to heat exchanger to arrays, and it's also a major consideration in the design of ocean structures. Thus, study of Viv aquatic clean energy is a part of a number of disciplines incorporating fluid mechanics, structural mechanics, and vibration, and etc. The vortex-induced vibration-based energy converter satisfied all these criteria. It converts fluid like ocean, river, sea, wind current, hydrokinetic energy to a usable form of energy such as electricity using wave. The Vivace converter design is based on very simple concept of enhancing instead of spoiling vortex shading and maximizing under significant damping rather than suppressing waves. The wave energy converter is a viable solution to generating alternative green energy, as the efficiency of it depends on LD ratio, fluid properties, and mainly on high wave amplitudes under high damping over a broad range of synchronization. And now I am going to talk about the disadvantages of wave. Named vortex-induced vibration, they can have a devastating effect on all sorts of man-made structures. They also cause greater obstructions when they are built in rivers or sea. The vibration produced by vortices can cause damage to structures built in water like docks and oil rigs. And secondly, vortex-induced vibration is an important source of fatigue damage of offshore oil exploration drilling, export, lake platform tendons or teasers. These slender structures experience both current flow and top-end vessel motions, which both give rise to the flow-related motion and cause waves. Moreover, the most dramatic evidence of negative effect of vortex-induced vibration were the collapse of Tacoma Narrows Suspension Bridge in November, as you can see in the pictures. And Professor Berntes explained that the Tacoma Narrows Bridge got into torsional vibration, and in a matter of hours, the bridge collapsed. Due to vortex-induced vibration, industry has suffered enormous losses, and cross-flow induced vibration due to cell-side fluid flow around the tubes. A bundle of shell and tube heat exchanger results in tube vibration. This is a major concern of designers, process engineers, and operators. Finally, I would like to talk about the similarities and differences between Vivace and tidal energy. While tidal energy caused by a fluid flowing around the body due to the formation of vortices, Vivace generated as a result of action of tide generating forces. It presented to consumers by method of rotating the turbines by waves and accumulating the water in a pool. Also, the best advantage of vortex-induced vibration aquatic clean energy is that there is no harm to sea creatures. Instead of vortex-induced vibration, tidal energy is considered as an undesirable effect. The first thing for this is that this energy disturbs migration of living creatures in the ocean. And the last thing in the differences part is that Tidal energy is applied in electromagnet energy harvesting. And now I'm going to talk about the similarities of tidal energy and Vivace. Both of them are energy sources and both of them are renewable source of energy. They have negative and positive effect as I mentioned, and also there is no avoiding the fact that these energies hold one of the heaviest upfront price tags. For instance, the proposed Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon project in Wales, UK, is priced $1.3 billion dollars. And also, while people use Vivace, it's also like that. And moreover, I would like to mention that both of them are important mechanical engineering, and now and in the future, I would like to say that, in my opinion, more engineers use this kind of energy, and it will use for energy harvesting. Thanks for listening.
Hello everyone. Now I am going to talk about implementation of deep aquatic clean energy in Azerbaijan. As you already know, researchers work on Vivace and try to develop. In the world, there is no country to use this clean energy yet because it's not ready. However, as Azerbaijan is rich in terms of river, our country has huge potential to implement Vivace when it becomes ready to use. Let me tell you why our country should use Vivace. First of all, Vivace stands for vortex-induced vibration for aquatic cooling energy. It doesn't depend on valves, tides, turbines, and dams. It's a unique hydrokinetic energy system that relies on vortex-induced vibration. To use this energy system, we need to place cylindrical objects in the river. Vortex-induced vibrations are undulations that a cylinder-shaped object make in a flow of fluid, which can be air or water. Additionally, as you know, scientists mostly like to copy animal behavior for creation of new devices. Vivace also copies aspects of fish technology. Fish curve their bodies to glide between vortex shaped by the body of the fish in front of them. Their muscle power alone couldn't propel them through the water at the speed they go. So they ride in each other's wake. As Dahra mentioned, the very presence of such a cylinder in the current causes alternating vortices to form above and below the cylinder. The vortices push and pull the passive cylinders up and down on its free, creating mechanical energy. Then the machine converts the mechanical energy into electricity. For the scientists, just few cylinders might be enough to power an anchored ship or a lighthouse. These cylinders could be stacked in the short ladder. The professor estimates that array of UH converters the size of ring crab and about 2 stories high could cover about 100,000 houses. Such an array could rest on the riverbed or it could dangle, suspended in the water, but it could be under the sun. Implementation of UAG in Azerbaijan could be beneficial to our country in terms of environmental and economic perspective. Because the escalation of UAG would be slow, the system wouldn't harm marine life like dams and water turbines can. On the other hand, researchers say that Vivace energy could cost only about 0.05 dollar per kilowatt hour. However, wind energy costs 0.069 dollar per kilowatt hour. Nuclear costs 0.048 per kilowatt hour. And this demonstrates that it's economically beneficial. To sum up, Vivace Converter aims to harness the abundant, clean and renewable energy from water And as the water resources, it has energy destiny, have low maintenance, be robust, meet life cycle cost targets, and have a 20 years life. The vortex-induced vibration aquatic clean energy converter, invented by Benitez and Rakawa. The Vivace converter satisfied all requirements set by California Energy Commission and United States DOE. It converts a ocean or a river current hydrokinetic energy to be usable form of energy such as electricity using weak successfully and efficiently for the first time. Rewriting is based on the idea of maximizing rather than spoiling vortex shape and exploding rather than separating. It introduced optional damping for the energy conversion while maintaining beam over a broad range of vortex shading synchronization. Beam occurs over a very broad range of Reynolds number. Only three transition regions separate view. Thus, even from current as low as 0.25 meters S, Vivace can extract energy with high power conservation ratio, making ocean or river current energy a more accessible and economically viable resource. Thank you for your attention.